It's about time. We can get things rolling. Howdy, everybody. It's Friday. We still have Duskmourn as a relatively new set, so we're gonna do a drafting tonight of it. So we'll see how things roll in that. I've mentioned again, I've talked about it I think 2 or 3 times now that like I still want to be able to try reanimating. I still want to try different aggro strategies. Um, Been a little entranced by like Golgari delirium stuff. Um, or like Jund area delirium stuff. Maybe more is the thing. Anyway, let's jump on in. We got not quick draft. Um ah Many overlords. Okay. Want to try like Grixis or Jeskai rooms in a draft. I feel one of the things about rooms is that I feel like their synergy cards, like for the most part, feel worse. Specifically, like the room synergy cards, not the enchantment synergy cards. The enchantment synergy cards feel really nice, but the like room liker cards, I'm just not convinced by in a lot of instances. They feel like they have like either a high ask for a low payoff or just not uh, enough of a like too narrow of a payoff. Not all of them. Specifically the like I don't think of rooms as a plan. I think of those as just really good cards. Is more is the point. I love playing Glassworks. I love playing a lot of the blue ones. Uh, anyway, we got um we got draft time. Yeah, that's basically the thought of it. Is it's like a subset of Eerie rather than its own thing, which still makes it just fine. But all right, what do we got? You ready to party? Oh, I'm ready to party. Real magic cards, yeah. So this is still constant over these sets, where there is a very small chance that one of your commons, I don't know, one of your slots can get replaced by these like special guest cards. These used to be the list that also is sideways to big score and a bunch of other things. But the point being is that we get to play with Phantasmal Image. Um, that seems fun. Our other card in here, Twitching Doll, is pretty powerful. Oh, the spider has giant eyeballs. This is a powerful, like, ramp creature. Lionheart Glimmer, I know, is very good. Like, there's some okay stuff around, but I'm gonna go with this Phantasmal Image. That seems like a fun card to start with, and then we can move from here. Dazzling Theater, this is more of a constructed piece than a limited piece. You're not doing anything with this that really is like the most interesting thing you have with this in limited is like really heavy on survivors, and that already has like its own set of weird issues. I like Lionheart Glimmer. I like Vanish from Sight. The green in here looks okay, not great. I already passed up one Glimmer, but that's okay. I'm not huge on this clown. Um, like it there are better 2-power creatures that pump even in the colors around it. Vanish from Sight would cut me off. Would like keep the blue going, and Lionheart Glimmer would get me something to go with. Like this is a good thing to copy too. I'm gonna pick this up, see what happens. Maybe we end up with, oh boy, okay, oh boy, all right, okay, oh boy, all right, okay, oh boy, okay, all right, okay. So we have a lot of picks here. Um, Mind Skinner's very funny, though we have lived the Mind Skinner dream. So I'm not as in need of picking this up to like go into Clown Town. You know what I mean? Like, this is a card we've already played with, and so I don't need to like twist our arm to go into it. Though, double up on it. Well, this is a legend. Yeah, it's a okay. I'm a lot less interested. Like, we can't copy it. So I'm just gonna pick the strong white card. I don't like Trapped in the Screen is very good, especially for the enchantment stuff. Grand Entryway is great. Paranormal Analyst is great. I like the Fear's like fine. I'm okay with this creature. Defiled Crypt is another card I really like in here. Clasm, Grand Entryways, double. I really dislike seeing two of these. This is not great for us because it sends the signal that we didn't pick one. This is one of the things I really dislike about the doubles, is that like signals are so much harder to read when all of a sudden a card could be picked and it was already there in the first place. At least when like a foil comes around, you have a little bit more when it's a rarer instance, but this happens all the time. This is pretty easily the pick in my mind. The green in here is also pretty good. Say Its Name and Zealot are cards I like a lot. Manifest Dread gets the job done very well. Hi everybody. It's time to do some you know the like Azorius plan that I like that has a bunch of enchantments and stuff? Yeah, me too. I like that one too. We can keep it rolling. Fear of Being Hunted is strong, but double red, so it's hard for me to like want to flip over. This card costs 100 million mana. Living Phone is very funny, but a little too inefficient. So let's pick up the Surveyor. Glimmerburst is a card I'm very happy to have. Leyline of Mutation is nothing. Here's a little tip for drafting. If you see a card with Leyline in its name, don't bother with it. It's just none of them are worth building around in limited. If you see a card with Overlord in its name, bend over backwards to make it function for you. Not that far. Like, but if you're in pack 2 and you open an Overlord, like, consider what that means to switch to that color. Because it's that powerful of a card. Like, you want to start doing the acrobatic backflips that the 2-drop in this set does for it. Okay, we're getting a lot of really nice stuff in the blue here. I'm actually quite happy with more Tunnel Surveillors. Tunnel Surveillor is also a card I'm happy with Phantasmal Image for. This doesn't get my curve down to the 2s and 1s, but a Meat Locker and a fixing piece that's perfect. At this stage, I value pushing my other players at the drafts out of this more than I do the perfect fixing. I know that this is like you know, these are obviously very strong and fit in a powerful position, but I would like to send the message that this is not a available selection. So I'm gonna keep picking with that in mind, where I want to, like, white, by the way, here looks the same way, where like white is very cut off here. We might have to make the decision to move out of white into a, if that wasn't a playable card, I would have been more interested in it. All right, so like if we see something in pack 2 that would like switch us over, that's something to keep in mind. Fear of Missing Out. This is quite good. It has the filter on come in, the filter that doesn't need you to be playing, like, to have a card. If you're empty-handed, this draws. There's no if you do. And then with Delirium, you get a double combat, though the 2/3 is more likely to die in combat. Uh, we could pick this up and then, like, try to funk around with... I'm kind of willing to pick this up as, like, this one is the one that opens up rooms on hit. I want to pick this up and, like, see if there's a direction that red works. None of the cards in here are big enough that I'm willing to, like, pass off their, like this is speculative, but it could work out. Ethereal Armor, another Mind Skinner, huh? Uh, Ethereal Armor is a aggressive piece. I don't know if it's a good piece, but it's very aggressive, and with a lot of things like Tunnel Surveillors and these tokens, I feel like it's pretty good. Cease from Slumber, Piranha Fly, and Mind Skinner are also very real. Same with the Expanse. I want to get the white enchantment stuff going, so I'm willing to pick up this. Even like this is like as aggressive as an aura needs to be for me to play something that is a flat 2-for-1. Okay, here's something I'm pretty happy to see for the white side of things. I was worried that white was going to be a little hard to find in pack 3, so finding the stuff for it here in pack 2 is going to be nice. And Glimmer Seeker is draw a card if you control a Glimmer, make a Glimmer if you don't, which makes it a Eerie trigger or a card draw if we have something like Glimmer Burst or Tunnel Surveillor that's already gone off. Obviously, we're looking for the Tamers. Obviously, we're both of the uncommon friends we're looking for. Trapped in the Screen, I think, is better than the Stay and Stay Silent in a vacuum. This answers more than just creatures and can be played, like, this has, like, a few ways to play around it and, sacrifice effects or stuff, whereas this is, like, this has its own different ways, but the Ward 2 makes them a lot harder. Also, having more of these enchantments that sit on the board makes the armor feel better. Looks like the red is probably not going to work out. This speculative pick over the Eerie Apparition is unlikely to be something that we're actually going into. Okay. Rip is too far off for us to be rolling into Megalodon. How many different ways did we say it in that film? Like 5? True, Stay Hidden also, like, fails on a couple different creature types. Specifically the, Survivors it's very bad on. Hardened Escort, Tunnel Surveillor. I'm fine having more of these Tunnel Surveillors. I think these are cards that really make the deck tick. I know we passed up a Lionheart Glimmer earlier, and that's like a pain, but I think that's okay. Grand Entryway again. This is like, again, I'm setting up to have as many gremlins as we can. We just don't have any at the moment. Yeah, obviously, like, Meat Lock, things like that are also bad against Survivors, but, like, that's more of in a vacuum. The thought there is that it was against a card that is good against most things rather than, like, you know what I mean? Here's that cheerleader. I kind of want a 2 like that. Is it better than Piranha Fly? But no, I mean that more of, like, literally I'm comparing the 2 cards because they were in the same pack as each other, rather than, like, compare. This actually might be worse because of the... Oh, wow, all of this coming around, because all 3 of these aren't really great. Cult Healer is, like, probably the finest here. Merchant of the Cocoon, we don't have any big payoffs. We don't have anything big at the mo. The big payoffs we could get for this would be, like, cycling a Megalodon. I will take the duel down here in case of fire. Same with our... I don't care about that Clammy Prowler. That's not a card I'm super interested in. Okay, back 3. Let's see if we can get something a little more exciting for us. Shard stands out. This is a really good trick. Win a combat, blank a removal spell. What does Victor do? Eerie Enchantment, Surveil 2. If it's the second time you surveil, this opponent discards. If the third time, or sorry, not surveilled. First time surveil, second time opponent discards, third time creature. Okay, that's actually really interesting. Uh, that would be like a really a fun splash if we had more stuff like the Neglected Manor around. If this wasn't competing with a card like Shard Mage's Rescue, I'd be a little more interested in it. But this one is a card that's going to work like 100% of the time, whereas like Vel'Gavoth's Central here is like going to be a lot harder for us to move with. Veteran Survivor and Fear of Isolation. I like Fear of Isolation a lot. This card lets you rebuy a lot of like powerful come-in effects, even just things like Meatwalker, Entryway, things like Tunnel Surveiller, or Shard Mage's Rescue, and is a 2-hour flyer. A Veteran Survivor is fine. The 2-power 1-drop is like real. I'm also good with like Slumber, and this is a pack I hope to get something good back in, especially because it's like there's like Glassworks and a couple other like good cards and other colors in here. So okay, pretty happy to get a second copy of Lionheart, because Lionheart's one of the big ways that this deck functions, is like playing Lionheart with a wide board off Tunnel Surveillors and Grand Entryways and just like going wide. So getting a second copy of this, or a third copy, seeing as we have that Phantasmal Image, that should work out. I don't think we're getting any of the uncommon blue-white cards, either the Enchantment Discounter or the Gremlin Liker. We've been obviously looking out for those, but it's too late for me to expect to see those anymore. Getting a third Trapped, though, this is a nice removal spell that gets things functioning. Pretty happy with that. Yeah, if we get one of the, like, land cyclers on the wheel, I'd be okay having, like, one of those, like, maybe a piece of top end. Getting another Trapped on the screen here feels nice. We don't have a ton of, like... Also, I want more 2-drops. Like, we only have, like, one real 2-drop. I don't care about that Peeper down there, but, like, I want something that can, like, move in. Oh, actually, no, we have more 2-drops than I think because of Grand Entryway. Speaking of which, I'll pick up another one of these. I think this card's pretty strong for us. That was a season 2 Doctor Who episode, because that was Rose and Tennant, or Rose and the 10th, like Billy Piper and Tennant. If I'm gonna say actor's name for one, I should say it for both, right? Okay, Savior. I'm more interested in having another piece of removal. The Glimmer Light's also something. If I had more enchantment come into play triggers, I'd be a little more in on this. Because I also like the 1/1 from this. Like, that's nice to have. But, like, this gives us another option that isn't just trapped in the screen for, like, a bit of, like, instant speed removal. I can feel good about that. Here we go. We talked about having one of these, and this is, like, fine. Either the... Well, we get both. We can choose. Hi, Midnight Mayhem. And here's our table back. I'll take a jump scare. Alright, we got a lot of these, like, we have 4 Grand Entryways. We have a lot of these enchantment cards, but no payoffs for this. So this is going to be an interesting... I think this will be an interesting comparator to those decks, because this is... What we're looking at here is, like, we have a lot of the... Hi, phone. Who was... We have what looks like the like white-blue enchantment deck, with none of the cards that I would associate as like the payoffs for it. Like, we have a couple bits like that work well with, like, that obviously like work with it. We have some synergy stuff, but we don't have any like cards that literally have the word eerie on them. Like Ethereal Armor is a good payoff card, for instance. Like, that lets us turn the board into advantage. But we don't have we don't have payoffs in the sense of, like, all you know, all the other bits here. All right, let's put in. Let's just go ham with the constructed deck pieces, right? Take a look at our. But on the other hand, take a look at this 4-3-3. Like, we have constructed level counts here on our cards. Like, if we had Tamers, we would be in such a wild position because of that. We're also, like, quite good on the removal piece, so I'm feeling quite nice about that. I think the rest of the deck at this stage wants to be creatures. I know that there are more than it looks like. This 8 is actually lying because the grand entryway is a creature and such, but we're still going to lead with, like, put in the acrobat, put in maybe fear of immobility or spirits, and then, like, put in something else to go with this. This also is a deck that I'm, like, a little fine going down on. We didn't end up picking any of the perfect fixing, but I do like having the Meat Locker because that's one of our 2 draw spells. Okay. Is Cold Healer the only Eerie card we have in this deck? I'm just checking. No, Glimmer. No, this is Survive. Survive. Yeah, that's the only Eerie card we have in the deck. Cease from Slumber. Yeah, that's likely number 38 here. It's probably like this. Jump Scare and Cult Healer, or like Jump Scare, Cult Healer, and one of the land cyclers over a basic, or maybe Fear of Immobility. This thing's fine. This thing does work. I like stunning creatures and getting things out of the way. Should have taken the Unwilling Host in pack 3. Was that against the second Lionheart Glimmer, though? I think that was what that was up against. And in that case, I'm still, like... I want to say this is a better payoff. The more I've seen Unwilling Host, the less I like it, because it's disruptible in some really, like, easy ways. Black has exile removal, red has exile removal. Like, a lot of the best removal in this format just sidesteps it. Or was it against it was against Shard Mages? I still think I picked Shard Mages. I mean, Shard Mages in this is a little less powerful, because one of the pieces of power that Shard Mage has is that Shard Mage is best in the world where we're protecting something that's high value. And in here, we're protecting, like, 1/1 tokens or, like, Acrobatic Cheerleader. Let's do that and go 9/7. Lionheart Glimmer kind of protects itself in that function, but this is one of those, like, high impact cards. We just don't have as many, is what I'm saying. Like, there's, I think, 4 cards in this deck that I would consider, like, high impact for Shard Mages to be defending, and that's, like, anything Ethereal Armor's on, Lionheart Glimmers, and, like, Glimmer Seeker. Everything else in here is just, like, has text. Let's check this out. Again, our curve looks like this, but it's actually, like, let me demonstrate. Like, this is actually what the curve looks like. So I've been really happy with Glimmer Seeker in the one draft I had it before. The 3/3 body is big enough to, like, fight around with morphs, obviously, and the like free body or card draw off it is also, like, pretty powerful. Cult Healer is probably the weakest card in this deck. That might actually just be better as, like, one of the land cyclers. Let's do that. Let's make that a land cycler, just flat. Something to get the blue. This gives us something a little more in the late game top deck. I'll think about that a little more as time goes on. I don't think Anyway. Alright, let's see how this lands in a world without Tamers. No Gremlin. No gremlin in their famous video game, the 33-meter robot golf. This is slow, but fine. I like the power of the cards we have and Seized from Slumber and Trapped in the Screen. Give us enough if our opponent is here to kick our ass. So... our opponent is here to kick our ass. Okay. Well... that's, that's a little bit, ain't it? And then do you have like a 4-2 to land here? Yeah, you do. Oh, yeah, you do. Alright. That's why I saved it, in case of literally that specific line. So I feel good about the choice. That did pay out. Tunnel Surveyor is hopefully enough to buy us back into... I talked about being interested in this specific Gruul aggro, and have not... oh god, they got Fear of Missing Out too. Can they discard a card to give themselves Delirium? I don't think so, because they have a creature already. So creature land. They would have to have an instant to get the Delirium on. This is a very, like, dangerous position. If they're still attacking with the Wicker Folk, the instant here could be... oh boy. I'm gonna force... oh, what could it possibly be? I don't like this. Do I just go for the double block? Like so? They also could just want it as the artifact for Delirium. I'm gonna block with just the 2/2. I think that the instance that could get them Delirium would already... okay. Damn, it was Inside Out. Okay, that's like half of one. It's not great. We need to answer Fear of Missing Out. There's too much combat that happens here, and we're also not blocking this next turn, so I'm attacking. If they play a land and a gremlin making 4/4, then like, you know, dang, but like I think we're okay here. We just need to be like moving is the problem right now. We're gonna go... we need to make enough here. So, here's a couple lines. We have cycle Megalodon and, like, play Glimmer Seeker. We have Fear of Isolation, pick up a land, Glimmer Seeker. We have Fear of Isolation, picking up Grand Entryway after playing Grand Entryway. I think the one I like the most here is Fear of Isolation, pick up a land, and then get a 3. This gives me enough bodies that if they have one removal spell, we can still, like, function in play here. The problem is, like, 2 cards in hand, it's probably like a land and, like, a removal spell is the most likely outcome. We do need to leave this bunny back, because in case of the, like, them having Scorching Dragonfire, I need the ability to double block with Fear of Isolation and the bunny. So there was the removal spell I expected, a little bigger than what I wanted out of them. I'm hoping another one of those cards is just a land and that they're a little bit empty here. Clockwork Percussionist is good. We're just going to have to make the double block that we talked about here. And if they have something, they have something. We're just smoked. That's pretty bad. Indestructible Trick. A land plus Fear still keeps us in. We tap the Wicker Folk. That gets us a little bit more time. Perhaps we can play the Megadolan. Okay, 6th land. So they're going to attack with that Percussionist? No. Alright. Let's get some bodies into play. Let's get a bunch of bodies into play. No attacks. They still have a card in hand. I'm hoping it's just a land as a bluff. We're going to have to trade with that Wicker Folk that has Trample, and we're going to have to trade with the Percussionist, which gives them another card. And then hopefully we can, like, this is just a little empty. Okay, that is empty. So that's nice. That's terrifying. But doesn't trample. Alright. Alright. This is where we turn the corner, everybody. This is the moment where the corner is flipped. The Thresher draws a card on attack. This is where we turn the corner, everybody. Do I want a Thresher or do I just want a Megadolan? The Megalodon. Megalodon. Yeah, I think we want another, I don't think we have Delirium. Instant creature enchantment. Yeah, we don't have Delirium. This choice is easy. So, this dies if it is the target of a spell or ability. So, you know, don't. Now, any kill spell or any pump spell kills the fake. We turned the corner! Oh, God! That felt so good to get through that. Even with the last combat trait they had, the indestructible Death Touch one, felt like that was going to be their last reach to get through things. But they ran out of gas. This is blank. Okay, thank you, Phantasmal Image. We got to beat up our opponent with fake, just, you know, the special guests. They get to do some really wacky things because they're not things that you are prepared for in a limited format. The rate that they show up at is much lower. Yeah, look, special guest. 2 Shark. Jaws 2. Ever make a sequel to Shark Attack off Mallorca? Again, this is fine. We're on the play, which is a lot nicer for against aggressive things, but removal spell, we can play against a nice early thing. Removal spell, Tunnel Surveyor, draw. This is a great hand. 2 colors. I think about Shark Attack off Mallorca for like a decade now. Same. Like, there's so many different bits of that movie that sit in my head. The way that there's like this recorded Maya. Like, ooh, do they... Okay, Wary Watchdog. Wary Watchdog ends up, fighting against Tunnel Surveyor just fine. Like, the 1/1 trades. Black Flag! Raise the Black Flag. So, Under the Skin is dangerous to do here, but probably worthwhile. This is going to be draw a card. Get a 2/2. There's no way they miss. Like their deck isn't going to be made in a way where that's going to miss. All right, but we get to trade with a 1/1, which looks really nice for 1/1 into this. These trades look good for us, and our opponent's already played a land for turn. I think here we're gonna pass, leave up Glimmerburst and Seized. We're not gonna attack. We're just gonna lay low. We'll be getting cards to build our board as time goes on with this. And if we can trade with these in effective manners, I'll feel good. So no attack. If they, like, attack and flip up that face-down card, we have Seize from Slumber. If they, like, have a trick, we have Seize. Like, we have ways of making any action that turns this bad for us work out. Even just, like, Glimmer Burst as a blocker is pretty nice. So let's go ahead and block that 2-2 and then see what happens. If they flip it up and it's, like, a 2-3 Vigilance, Cryptic Investigator. Is that a detective? Flip this up, hey. Blue Skies, tell me, is that card a detective? 2 lands. Infernal Phantom, that card is going to hell. This card is like, they're not a deck that looks like they're going to be using it as strongly. They're not going to be super eerie. But, like, that card is very, it's a card that can be very dangerous, and we're going to make it, like, work for us. I think here we're just going to go Trapped in the Screen on Phantom and then move on. I don't think there's anything else I want to be doing. I think this is fine. I'm willing to deal 1 point of damage to the opponent. We still have Seized as, like, a panic button in case something really wild happens here. So, like, getting in a little point here and trying to press our... Okay, they don't have a 5. Okay, sadly, I can't answer that, and that's gonna be a long-term problem. We need to draw another one of our Trapped in the Screens. Yeah, this card is quite good at what it does. I think I'm just going to go ahead and freeze it for the moment and get us a little bit of board presence. Fear of Immobility is enough to, like, do a little bit of like, just have enough board presence so that attacking isn't happening. Then we'll leave back one of these since they can now haste. Again, I want to clock our opponent if they have something like Enduring Courage. Because that, like, is a threat that's pretty good. So, Shard Mage's Rescue and Jump Scare are both anti-removal pieces if our opponent goes something like, do they have Delirium? Land Sorcery, no. So they can't Fear of Burn. They can just throw a Lava Axe with that and attack. But Charge Mage's Rescue and Jump Scare work against some larger effects. Diversion Specialist is sack another creature and get a card you can play this turn only. Okay. I think I am... That is Menace. That's a... This does, I think, need to be removed from the board. I don't like leaving that. I could just take 6 and then kill it with Seized. Maybe that's better. There's like 3 or 4 different types of that exile removal, and it's something that takes a little bit to get used to. This turn, next turn, your next turn, your current turn. I take 6. I want a board. No blocks. Okay. Let's go ahead and seize this now. I don't want to let them have the ability to, like, kill, like, knock out their dog or something from this. Okay. And then I have to... I don't think I can be aggressive here. I think that the 4/4 needs to stand back against that 3/3, and I think that our tricks are going to have to do some work. We're looking to draw... We've already played our Glimmer Burst. We're looking to draw the room that has a draw 3 on it. Because right now we need, like, cards to be able to match Enduring Courage in power. And, like, if they're just going to throw down, like, 6-mana cyclers at this stage. Like, I don't think we have this in the long term. The most common type, the big difference between like exile draw for one turn and exile draw till your next is that exile draw for, until your next turn is in general set up so that like you tap out for the card and then you untap and cast it. Whereas like exile draw this turn is usually on much cheaper cards that are like that are allowing you to play that in the same turn. If you copy the Enduring Creature, would it keep the turn into an enchantment on death part? Yes. You would get, if we copy Enduring Courage, we'll get a card that has, when this card dies, if it was a creature, return it into play under its under control, it's an enchantment, and then it should just recopy. Hold on. Is that gonna get, like, that might get funky if we get to that point. That sounds like let's draw that and start making things funny. Alright. So, our 2 1/1s trade off there. We're probably gonna hold, oh, happy to see Glimmerseeker. Sad we lost our Glimmers, but this thing is, like, big enough that I'm, like, really happy about the ability for this to, like, move in. You know, I might, like, attack, use Jump Scare to, like, get it through, and then get a 1/1 to block the Wary Watchdog. Yeah, and we can't really attack. Oh, God, I really want to. They're on 6 lands and haven't played a 7th. I don't think they're holding more, but they don't have a lot of... Okay, this is why I wanted to hold back the 4/4, because this is something I absolutely want to trade with. This draws a card on attack, and that's a bit of a pain. Like, these trades are not working in our favor a lot. I want that Watchdog in. Interesting. Okay. Now this... That would change things if they went with that. Let's see what this is. Yep, just draw a card. Oof. None of our tricks work on this. Ooh, I do not like the position we're now in. Yeah, Jump Scare doesn't win us. Neither Jump Scare nor Shard Mage's Rescue win us the combat anymore. And now we don't have enough of a board to get things moving. Oh, that's not a draw that is high enough impact either. We can trade now. They'll get another card off it. Maybe the Glimmerseeker wanted to go in and jump there. Opponent's on 20, so we have like a long road ahead of us. And they've also not been like making land drops. And in the situation that they're in, I would assume they'd be making land drops just because of like being able to play multiple cards off of Thresher and such. So I feel like this is gas still, which puts us in a pretty on the back foot situation in a deck that doesn't have, well, isn't without ways out of it. We're not, like, dead on the spot level stuff. But I can't work around that. That's 5 damage. Jump Scare doesn't get me above that rate. And then they get to draw their card. I'm gonna go with Jump Scare, get the 3/3 off the table, and then hope that our draw is... Okay, that's us. out of this one. That's fine. Ooh. Okay. That's spicy. Uh-huh. And then? Yep. Yeah. So I talked about the ley lines as a bottom of the barrel, like, just don't touch them. Overlords as top. The enduring cycle is, not all the enduring cycle is created equal in that layer. The black one, for instance, only really functions with some... It's fine, but it's a lot more narrow. The green one makes some of the survivors a lot better and is a good on-rate creature. The blue one is unreasonable, in that sense. So like they're of varying power. Okay, this is fine. Definitely can feel the deck missing its like engine piece to keep a bunch of 1/1s on that board to like make it a little bit more even, but still quite functional. Glimmerburst is one of my favorite draws possible in this situation. That's very nice. We're also, I think we've seen this hand like every game, it feels like. Like, specifically this hand. Alright, let's attack. And then we get the Tunnel Survey. This is us doing the wide plan as mentioned. If our opponent, like, taps out for a room that draws 2, I'd be pretty happy. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and attack for 4 and see what happens. I think they're holding Murder, the card named Murder. But, like, we're not playing things that are terribly, like, murderable. Uh-huh. That's Murder, the card named Murder. Yeah, uh-huh. Tell me more about Murder, the card named Murder. Okay, mono black, huh? You're gonna play the demon on 6? That'd be wild if you, like, slam down the demon on 6. Okay. That's a nice draw. Alright, let's go ahead and open up this door. Murder, the card named Murder? Oh my god. We are, okay, so our deck is very strong against Murder, the card named Murder, because we're not generating, like, on both of these were like 0.5 of a card, right? Like, I think they're gonna play the 6 black demon on 6. If the Hall Creeper becomes Enduring Courage and gets blown up, it'll come back as the card that it is. Like, so, say you have Phantasmal Image, the card named Phantasmal Image in our deck, and you copy a creature with Persist. When that creature dies, if Phantasmal Image dies and Persist triggers, it's going to come back and play as Phantasmal Image and then look at something. So, yeah, Doomsday Excruciator. That's the one I'm thinking of. All right, I think they're dead. I'm just gonna jump scare and kill them. If there was another Enduring Courage in play, you could like still copy the Enduring Courage and then start doing some like clones with like bringing them back into play get to do silly things. Is basically what the way it works. If you have it come into play, on an enduring creature death, not persist. So I'm talking in the like generic use case. If you're going to have it come into play off of the enduring creatures, those do say that they lose creature as a type and become an enchantment. So you'll clone what you clone, but you'll only have like the text of the body. You won't have a creature with power and toughness. You'll have like, so if there's still an enduring courage or something like that as a creature in play for you to copy, you could make it that enchantment. But if there isn't a copy of that creature in play for you to copy, like you need to have you copy something, right? Like that's how it ends up functioning. So like going back to the persist bit, it does know that there's a -1/-1 counter because it's coming back from persist in that instance. And so even if it clones something, it'll have a -1/-1 counter on it and can't like go infinite. So we don't get to like infinitely block and like have a creature that can't die. Megalodon makes this like fine. If we need the blue, we can go grab it, and I have jump scare plus some combat. That feels good. It means you can turn any creature with text into enchantment. Is that helpful? Don't play it. Okay, that's fine. That's a loot right now, so I'm not like super scared of that. If that's their 2, that means they don't have a lot of other plays on the early game. Like, obviously you play any other 2 before you play this, because you want to draw the card both times. So like, they don't have another 2 is the statement that makes. I will not block. I'm gonna leave the cheerleader for the possibility of an attack. It might not get to do that, but I'm gonna leave it. Okay, we're doing a lot of defending right now. That's fine. Glimmer Seeker, come on down. You're the next contestant. We want to get that Megalodon at some point. If MTGA makes all that logic work, gotta give credit. It absolutely, positively, 100% will. That's the, like, the MTGA is quite functional at, like, replicating rules stuff such as that. I would not be, like, I would not expect it to have some sort of failure state to that. I'm gonna go ahead and see what happens if Glimmer Seeker goes in. What happens to the Hall Creeper in the scenario? It comes back as a non-creature that can't swing, correct. It is no longer a creature. It's just like, it's an enchantment with the text of... It is an enchantment with the text, this card can't block, when this card deals combat damage to player, choose one that hasn't been chosen. It will sit in play as an enchantment with no power, no toughness, and like a vehicle. Think of it like a vehicle. So the question is, how much do they commit to this block? The answer is this is enough to beat Jump Scare, but this is also enough to kill all of their larger bodies, which makes me feel a lot better about this position. I'm not going to go ahead and spend the Jump Scare. It's not worth it for the 1/1, but the threat of the Jump Scare was enough there. So, yeah, think of it... I would think of it like a vehicle. Like, there are ways to turn that enchantment back into a creature if you wanted. And sometimes the text of the creature might be good enough for you to be like, oh, this is cool. So our opponent's us. Alright. I'm very scared of the opponent slamming down the lion next turn. That would be a pretty dang good scenario. We get the Surveiller. We have the answer to the lion entrapped in the screen for 5. But... So they've already drawn 2 extra cards on us. We have our lands. Hopefully, like, if they have the lion, we're not in, like... We take a chunk of damage, that sucks. But we have the answer to it, so I don't feel as bad. But that's the biggest fear I have here, is Lion as a card. We don't have our clean answer to it costs our entire turn. Okay. That's fine. Okay, I will take 2 here. I'm going to go ahead and trade Tunnel Surveiller for Tunnel Surveiller. Actually, I'm going to trade cheerleader for tunnel surveillance. Yeah, I'll trade cheerleader for tunnel surveillor. The thought here is like what versus drawing like phantasmal image. What do we want to be doing? Okay. Yeah, there are many wild interactions available to you in the game of Magic, and the one of the things that makes it as cool and fun of a game as it is that there's an answer to every like one of those rules questions. Like there is a direct like, yes, like this is how this will function. It is a knowable piece. So we still have Jump Scare, we don't have Seized. Okay, another Glimmer Burst is actually, like, one of the better things they have in this situation. Like, even the questions that are, like, funky, involving, like, I don't know, Chromatic Sphere, Panglacial Worm, have answers. Like, they're known things. Like, there are answers to every question. So, even if those answers are you created an infinite loop, that means that the game state, like, now just sort of wiggles forever and it's a draw, right? Like, sometimes that can be the answer. Whenever one or more of the creatures you control 2 power enter draw, that probably just needs to leave. I don't think that can stick. So we're taking 4. I'm glad that was Enduring Innocence rather than Enduring Cat. Our own Glimmer Heart. Is that better? I like the way that turns the game. I don't like how much our opponent might get the card draw off it, but they already have, like, a hefty amount. Oh, God. I think we can afford 1 activation of that for getting the Glimmer down. Even the Panglacial Worm scenario has an answer. Like, the most questionable, like, scenarios I can think of. I'm gonna keep Jump Scare. I'm willing to trade the token. I know that gets Innocence a little bit more easy for them to work with, but it's like, I'd rather have Jump Scare as, like, a long-term way to, like, win this game with, like, Jumping Fear for 7. One of the things we're seeing in this game is similar to the mono-black opponent. We have a number of cards in our hand, like Trapped in the Screen and Seized by Slumber, that are these, like, 1-for-1 removal pieces. And our opponent, being us, is incredibly resilient to that sort of, like, stuff, because they're just a pile of 1/1 tokens. Like, that's just what they are, is a pile of 1/1 tokens. Another Meat Locker would be their entire turn, but they could do that. Shelter, oh, that is annoying. So we're taking 7 and going to 5 here. We do have Seized as a way to, like, answer that and get our creature back. The Meat Locker having the long-term tap down on our 4/4 is a bit of a pain. Yeah, we have Seized, so we'll be able to get that back. The recent infinite that only goes infinite if the twin primed conjecture is true. That one's very funny. Alright, if they have a 2-drop, that would be a really good position for them here. Ethereal Armor. Okay. Okay, okay. think this is Ethereal Armor on Tunnel Surveyor Pass. I don't like how much, I don't like how much that this, like, still has 3 cards in and miss the land drop next turn, but... See, Game Face, that's accurate to how that functions, because Chromatic Sphere draws a card on a mana ability, which does mean that it does happen. Chromatic Sphere is one of the cards that lets you kind of push up against the way the rules function in Magic. But, like, that is a correct way that it should push up against that. You want a 7th mana? Okay. You want a 7th mana instead of a 4-power flyer against the person at 5. I'm... Okay. This is pretty good. It's not enough to kill us, but it's pretty good. Even if they have the mono white like res spell, like the maybe they might have a 2 here. Maybe they have the counter unless we pay 2 on this. Doesn't look like, because if they have the counter unless we pay 2, and that's why they wanted land 7 guaranteed. Okay, so we get our lion. Yeah, that's fine. Go for it. Huh? Yes? And? Alright, okay, alright. We got Ward 2. So they caught it. Here's the trick. We are likely still dead here. We're going 2 from this attack, and our opponent still has 5 attackers for the follow-up, with our board still fully stunned. Like, in order for us to get out of this situation, we need probably a copy of Tunnel Surveyor to have enough blockers and playing the Trapped in the Screen. I think those are the draws we need. That is not one of the draws that we need here. So what we can do is put that down, and we can pass the turn and look like perhaps we have enough, like, tricks for this. We don't, but we have to look like it. We have to appear as though we have enough tricks. Oh! Ooh. Yeah. That one's good. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so they're absolutely gonna pay that. And this makes sense. As I said a couple turns back, they were missing land drops on 6 when they probably would be making them with, like, with this draw spell in play. And, like, that tells me a lot of reactive cards, and this is the style of reactive card that makes sense to see out of them. Alright. Yeah, we were not able to mount a significant enough, like, board to match those tokens. I think we were able to match the removal suite in a pretty reasonable manner. Like, being able to answer the Sheltered by Ghosts, I think, is something we were okay at, but, like, our life total is too low for us to be able to continue taking a bunch of hits from tokens. We've seen some opponents in previous drafts that were a lot more reticent to be attacking. Here's a mulligan. To be attacking with their pile of tokens, and so this is fine. I will put back Jump Scare. Let's think on this one. So Glimmer Seeker is a lot more liable to draw us cards, and that makes the jump scare a lot better for what we're looking at. I don't want to get rid of the Grand Entryway because it's the only playable piece here. One of the blue cards? This is harder questions. I'm gonna go with the jump scare. I'm gonna believe that like the amount of bodies we have is gonna be a little more functional for us. Okay. Like to have that. We can get the Grand Entryway for 2, and then like Tunnel Surveiller slash okay, they're in black-white. So this gets us a Glimmer. Getting us the Glimmer means that this draws rather than making the 1/1. We're good against Cultist play. Like, Cultist is the 4/1. This 1/1 matches up well against. That one it doesn't, but that's okay. We can Glimmer Seeker here, and their attacks are... Well, I mean, there's a 3/3. They need to have some sort of thing to get around it. Just Murder. The card named Murder lets them hit for 6 here. And then we probably want a Tunnel Surveyor. Oh, Cracked Skull. Cracked Skull is pretty good here. I think they hit that trapped in the screen so that we can't get the play thing off the board. Question is, how much do they attack with here? We no longer can block correctly here. So we're going to have to take this hit, which is a not great piece for us. We can't get Glimmer Seeker to live. If we can get it to just trade with the Leech. The patch play thing is a pain. This might be the Glimmer Burst turn. I'm fine asking for this trade. I'm gonna go with Glimmer Burst here to try to draw us into, like, some of our removal to deal with a annoyingly large double striker. We don't have... It's gonna be hard for us to hit that in combat. I think I'm gonna take this last hit, and that's the last one of these lumps I want to take. Still in damage. Main 2, 5-drop. Oh, that's actually a quite good one. Again, they're on the... So the card draw benefits them a lot, being in the position where their board is the winning board. So they get to, like, refresh and get into a position where, like, maybe they draw into a 2 or draw into more removal to make our blocks look bad. Alright. Trapped in the Screen. Trapped in the Screen is a little bit of a danger mode thing, if they're able to get it out from under the screen, but it's still clearly our best, like, option. So we're gonna take it. I no longer want to leave. They can't pay the ward for it right now, which means it's not gonna die immediately. And, like, with the ward too, it's a lot more liable that they need to tap out for the kill on it. And then, like, we can chump block that body for a while. Not great. That's a 2-turn clock on us. So they have us dead next turn. They can attack for 4, like, make some plays, and then next turn open the room and attack for 5. I don't want to highlight the room to let them know that, but it... Ooh, they do have the trapped in the screen for the... Okay, I don't care too much about that as much, because the actual threat right now is not a 4/3 Death Toucher with no evasion. It's the creature that's killing us and flying. That really ain't it. This is really nice, but we're 2 dead at the moment. we're dead in 1,000 ways already on the board. I feel like the offense there gets us a bit more of a possible way out. Now they just have both of their rooms open, kill us at this stage. Yep. Okay. I can definitely feel the fact that, like, a lot of our early plays and kind of creatures we build up just aren't matching what shows up on the other side of the board. I do really like the set of enchantments and the consistency of this deck, though. Having, 3 trapped in the screen, 3 tunnel surveil, or 4 grand entryway is really nice, but we don't have the payoffs for all these 1/1s to make this, like, as strong as that should feel. And that's sort of the end result of where this deck goes. I was hoping this one would land a little higher, maybe at 4. But this is just fine. Do I have time for a second one? We're at 8 o'clock. I can probably start draft 2 and not feel too bad about it. Yeah. Let me step away for just a moment, and then we'll go ahead and do a second one here, because we've definitely got time on Friday for this to fit in. Perhaps, I can just sort of slowly tilt and tumble and Kirby's tilt and tumble. We can ride the waves, and we can get myself to not draft Azorius for the 15th time. Is the main thing I was going to make there. Anyway, I'll be right back. Alright. I'm back. Like I said, very quick. Just get that Voth pack 1. As I've said, I really want to see it, like, reanimation function as a deck. I feel like it's got that, like, so Reanimator as a deck has, like, the age-old issue of, like, find your Reanimator target, find your Reanimator spell, and find your way to put something in the grave. And, like, when we're in a draft, it's much harder to push that. Oh my god. Alright. Ain't no one seeing this coming. Ooh. So our last draft got to be Phantasmal Image as the fake card. This is our fake card for today, and Damnation with the Masahiro Itoi art. Very good looking, very strong, very powerful stuff. Yeah, like, a Wrath of God is not something, like, out of the cards you think of. This set doesn't have a Wrath proper outside of this. It has Split Up, which kills tapped or untapped, and it has the kill 3 or higher room. Alright. We're not that. Let's take a look at some of our other pieces. Miasma Demon, Winter's Intervention, Fear of Abduction, and Emerge from the Cocoon are all the pieces sitting around here. I could, like, just pick the Emerge or the Fear and force this to happen. I kind of feel like that might be like a fun way to do things. Having a damnation backup. The question then is, do I pick a merge, or do I pick like Fear of Abduction, or do I pick Miasma Demon? Miasma Demon is a way to like discard bigger things and have like a little bit of removal. Fear of Abduction on the pickup is really powerful. Emerge is like, you know, the reanimation piece. I kind of want to like grab the Emerge and just like make it happen. Let's just, you know what? We already did draft one. It went like reasonable. Let's make it happen. It's time to make something. Oh my god! All right, hold on. How many Wrath of Gods you want? Also, we have Velgavoth's Faithful and Shroud Stomper in the same freaking pack here too. Uh, hmm, hmm, hmm. Commitment to Wrath of Gods or commitment to reanimation? This is a tragic thing. I'm gonna pick more Wrath of Gods because nobody's expecting the first Wrath of God, so surely nobody's expecting the second Wrath of God, right? I know that here's the thought. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, arguably 6, 7 cards that I want back out of this, and we see this table all the damn time. I'm gonna believe that, like, I don't think we'll get Velgavoth's Faithful, but I feel like Shroud Stomper is one that, like, we can get back around. So let's pick up our pieces to make this deck functional, and let's just keep rolling. Appendage Amalgam. Nah. I almost want Say Its Name. If it wasn't like just pick up another reanimation spell and make sure that we're like doing something silly, I would be a little more on that. Because I actually think that the junk, the Abzan, the green, black, white setup for this would be a really fun direction. The green kind of like ramp fix and put some cards in your grave, and then the black, white is the rest of the pieces for it, so that you can both pick up and put down. All right, I'm fine picking up and trapped in the screen. Make sure that our claim in white is strong. I know that picking the Emerge from the Cocoons this early is obviously like a silly bit, but like picking up the trap from the screen means that white is a little bit more ours. Unwanted Remake is, like, sadly just not a card that is good enough at what it does. The Manifest Dread is too much of a downside for that 1 mana kill in a lot of instances. Haunted Screen, Fear of the Dark. Like, again, I'm basically not there. I'm fine on the screen. This fixes for both our colors. Fear of the Dark is also like something we could pick up. This is like, this is the lowest that I want to reanimate with an Emerge. I'm gonna pick up the Haunted Screen though. All right, Escort, Fear of Lost Teeth, Final Vengeance. Teeth. Final Vengeance is good, but we don't have a lot of things we're sacking at the moment. And then Fear of Lost Teeth is the things we're sacking, which is the sort of like column A, column B problem. Hardened Escort is just a fine body too. Like, this is a 2/4 that is pretty good at blocking. Maybe that's more effective. Yeah, let's pick up the Hardened Escort. Ooh, yeah, now we're talking. All right. Alright, so if we have Delirium, we have a demon to pick up. We don't have a demon to pick up. It grabs any card on the get around. Alright, so this next pack is where, like, we hopefully get our big black-white card back. If not, this is still fine to see this going on here. I am a little annoyed to see both the reanimation piece and the big reanimator piece gone, because if I'm actually, like, if I'm fighting 2 other reanimator players at the table in this world, that's a tragedy. Like, Grimoire, we got a Withering Torment, looks good. Fanatic of the Harrowing is a card we want to pick up as time goes, because this is a way to get some of our cards in the grave to pick up. Is that just better? Like, do I want to get that even over Withering Torment? Withering Torment, like, I kind of need to pick up the cards that are the engine cards rather than the cards that fit. Yeah, I think the engine's actually more important. I know that this is like obviously a good removal spell, but like if I want like the emerges to be functional, this is the type of card we need. So we're gonna pick the engine over like just another kill spell. We want to find more ways to like the given evil card, the one that's like top 4, pick one, because that sets up delirium really well. We want to pick up Miasma Demon is probably a good enough thing, because that's a big enough thing to pick up. Trapped in the Screen is obviously real. We know that like there was enough black-white in that last pack to know that like I don't think there's like 4 players in it, so we will get stuff back, but we're not going to be able to like we might get Attic back. We're not going to get Trapped in the Screen or Leech. I'm gonna grab this Demon. It's a big enough body. Emerge 3, Winter's Intervention 2. I'm gonna believe, damn it. Both of these are all these are cards we already have. I'm gonna believe that the long haul. Commune with Evil is the kind of card I'm talking about. This is top 4, but this is also like just a fine body that like gets work done. Because yeah, Commune with Evil, top 4, put 1 in your hand and the rest in your grave, you gain 3 life. Is that really going to be more important than Toby? If we want to get the deck to function, this might be more needed than Toby. I think that's actually true. Sorry, Toby. I really like, yeah, that's a, like, but we're here to do something silly. Yeah, Demonic Console grabs a demon if we have like a failure state, and Miasma Demon is a demon for us to grab. I'm gonna go ahead and grab Commune. This puts cards in the yard and searches for our like damnation and powerful pieces. So, and like that's a nice place to be. I think we're a deck that wants to like go long, go like silly at we need some card draw to make that function. So if we can find the like a Derelict Attic, yeah, this is exactly. Or we can find Marina Ventrell's Grimoire. That's the card draw. Nah, this is perfect. I don't care too terribly much about Widow's Walk, but I absolutely like having a bit more card draw to make sure we have like cards to discard to Demon or are able to dig down to split up Damnation as things. This is going to be a deck that's going to look really funky. It's probably going to go 2-3, and it's going to have some like 3 games that are just going to have me hooting. And that's exactly what I want to do here. We're here to do some very silly stuff. Like I've had enough drafts where I'm eating vegetables, as it were. And like Damnation could absolutely turn that direction. Like it's just such a good card. Twins, Palemerk Liege. Twins is fine. This like Manifest Dread gets some cards down. I think I'm okay with that. This is draft 2. Oh, another Commune with Evil. And a Possessed Goat. This is a card I actually also value pretty highly in this deck. It's a way for us to discard the cards from our hand, but I value Commune with Evil a little more. What? Creatures? What do you mean we need creatures? We don't need creatures. I just play Wrath of God a bunch of times. That's fine. You're not wrong. I'm so happy about the slime. That's such a good slime. Oh, hey. Goat and a Cultist. The Cultist is fine too, but I absolutely want to have like something like this. We need to find, let's say, 2 more reanimation targets. We want to open a demon, like one of those like black-white uncommon demons. We want to have one, or I don't think they're demons actually. The goat becomes a demon. That's true for that room. We want like a couple more biggies for Emerge to pick up. Shroud Stomper, that's the name. They're close to that. It's not a demon, because the demons in the set are more skeletal. You can see Miasma Demon here. A lot of the demons have the... All right, all right, all right. We're fighting. We're fighting for our life out here. That was the wheel pack, and I think there were only 2 or 3 cards in that in the first place. So seeing no black and white is not a problem in there, but it is indicative of. I think there are 1 to 2 other players at the table drafting this, or at least drafting close. Vile Mutilator, or another Fear of Abduction would be great. Okay, this is actually really good. This pack has enough for. I probably need to pick the Leech just to have bodies to play early. I know that the Attic is nice, but like, let's get something going down there. You can see red. Oh, Violent Urge. You can see red is like in a wildly open position, with the Piggy Bank and the Violent Urge as both of these cards are very high picks in my mind. Piggy Bank is one of the better aggressive cards, being both an artifact and a creature and 3 power. And Violent Urge is a card that can just like win the game on its Delirium, as well as being like win a combat for 1 even without Delirium. +1/+0 first strike is usually good enough. Sure, Cheerleader. These are just going to be like bodies we're playing early to not die. I don't want to include many of them, but like we have them. All right, pack 3. Show us the moths. Well, we're not that. Vile Mutilator, though, that's the ticket. This is the body we want to be picking up. This edicts our opponent for a creature and an enchantment on come in. So, like, we're feeling really fine. A lot of power here. This card, by the way, if you haven't seen, this card's kind of spiked. Was around like 8 to 10 on release, and I think it's spiked up to like 25 right now. Is an incredibly good card. Like, it is the card that like Ruinator Scob, I think, wanted to be. The manifest on each opponent's upkeep is really good. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna Mutilator. Trapped in the Screen, just get some more removal going. None of these are super huge and like. Nearly 30 now. Okay, last I saw it was like 20-ish, so it must continue to be. I think it's the deck I thought that it was really cool in was like decks that get to use like reanimation of the 3 or less. Yeah, if we can get Cynical Loner or a couple more ways to get the bodies in the grave, I'd feel better. Rat can do that. This has a Manifest Dread, and that can like put some bodies in the grave. That could be fine. It also gets us a body early that feels good. Like, this is a card that I think fills out the deck in a much better way than, like, Cheerleader does. So. Rage. Okay. Leyline of Hope, nope. Trap in the Screen is obviously very strong, but more of these Fanatics, I think, are a piece that I want in this deck. I know we already have 2 Trapped in the Screens in our pile of Wraths, so I want the cards that like are making the deck tick. We want 1 more reanimation target before I feel confident in what we're doing. So if we can get something big, God, even is it Fear of the Dark? Because like that's big enough. I don't know. This is probably like fine. I'm not happy to reanimate this. We really want it to be something on Miasma Demon or higher level, but I want a 3rd body of large enough size in the deck to like put in a grave with Communion with Evil or something like that. But we gotta have something to pick up. So Leonine, I hope to. Okay, hey, here we go. This is something we're missing. Now this is a body that self sets up, so we don't have to like work for it. We can it gets us to it. It's not the greatest body, but it's like sure that fits into the deck. Rats off to you. Rat and Rat 2, sequel to Rat. Let's get some more Rats. Marina 2? Oh boy, I think somebody's gonna have a really fun draft if they've got 2 copies of Marina. Marina puts them on bottom in any order, so I'm not super. Ooh, okay. Final pick for the final pack before we're wheeling, and it's Cynical Loner. Cynical Loner here is gonna be a little hard for us to make functional, but like Hardened Escort and some of our earlier bits make this work, where we can bin our reanimation targets. So like this puts Vile Mutilator in the grave, and then we're rolling from there. I think a copy of Final Vengeance is something we don't have. Twins and Amalgam are also like okay. I don't know, I'm not huge on any of these. I don't think we have enough bodies for Final Vengeance, is why I'm not, like, huge on it. Derelict Addict. Haunted Screen 2. I don't hate Haunted Screen 2. Like, I hope getting the... Okay. Okay. This did not work out exactly how I wanted as far as, like, targets and the reanimation stuff, but I needed to, like, push to see what this could do. We're definitely gonna see some, like, weirdness in this deck. It's not a terribly, like, over-the-top deck, but it's got some really interesting power to me, so... And obviously it has, like, Damnation, so... You know. Twins... Let's just put all this in for now, and then we'll drop it down. Let's do it that way. All right. So the stuff that matters, we have the Mutilator, the Snatcher, the Miasma Demon, the Fear of the Dark, and the reanimation pieces. I feel like that almost wants me to be playing these Haunted Screens for top end. Maybe the Twins get out of here, because like those are just sort of like bodies, and I'd rather have stuff like Rats as the bodies low. Twins out, Cheerleader out. One of the Addicts out. Commune with Evil, Split Up, Damnation. Harrowing is all fine. Yeah, it's just gonna be like stuff at the bottom I don't care about. I think I keep Lost Teeth. I think that does a better job than Balemerc Liege at like holding off a board. Hardened Escort. Maybe I do cut one of these screens. And Fear the Dark because we got the Spectral Snatcher. Sure, let's do that. This is a deck that has abilities. I don't know that we can cut land 17. That seems like too... a little bit too far. Especially, like, when our main play is supposed to be, like, Cocoon, pick up Vile Mutilator. Which is, I think, the play that's defining for what this deck does to me. Attic, because we... that actually may... Like, we already have 2 Commune with Evils, and... Attic is a card draw spell that gets us, like, actual card advantage. Like, so we can throw that stuff away to Miasma Demon. I don't want to cut and emerge, because that's, like, the deck in my mind. This deck is... this deck is gonna, like... the games with this deck are not gonna look normal. I'll say that much. Yeah, that's the art I want on my deck box. Absolutely. Thank you. That's the 100%. Alright, we're gonna win 1 game to Damnation proper, just, like, flat. We're gonna win, like... 1 game to, like, pile the reanimation stuff working. We're gonna get run over by, like, Boros and Gruul, like, 1-1, and then, like, I don't know what the rest of the games are gonna look like. So, I can give you 4. That's what I'm thinking. Let's take a look. Let's see if we can find some opponents. Skelejo! Skelejo. Alright. This looks fine. Yeah. So our D-Tutor can't tutor anything at the Mo. Because our demon's in our hand. Actually, is the Vial... I don't think the Vial is a demon. Whatever. Alright. Alright, Boros aggro. So I could tutor for the other demon? Oh boy. So we have damnation and we have things to do here. I'm honestly thinking about just going and grabbing the Vile Mutilator and getting it in hand for Fnatic to discard. For like the follow-up on what this does from here. I'm gonna do that. Hi. What's up? Alright. Bring it in. Play, like, a couple more creatures. I need more than just this. I need you to have... Oh, boy. That's not it. Okay. Yeah, they're just not going to commit anything more to this board, huh? Alright. Well. Fine. I will show you damnation. I'm still holding a merge. Okay. Makes that a 2/2. Alright. Sure. Now this is funky, but it's what we're doing. Give me that Fnatic back. I think they're holding a bunch of removal. Yeah. I don't think they're holding creatures. So we can just do this, and then, like, now we have Commune with Evil and Trapped in the Screen, like, to get more powerful cards. They just don't have anything real anymore. And we have another Emerge, so... Alright. Yeah, this is sack a... Oh my god. Alright. I'm just gonna bop one of these. The thing is that we make them sack a bunch of, like, non-token things, and our opponent is absolutely not caring about that. Our opponent is the most tokens-based opponent in the world. 6 land. Okay. Are they gonna spend a kill spell here? Okay. Alright. Let's just get the Mutilator out here. We get our large body and get them to spend the big removal spell on it. I love these fanatics, by the way. They have a rip on the opponent, too, so they make our opponent's hands look a lot worse. Oh my god. This rules. This deck is kicking ass. This is... Oh god, this is fun. Also, we got to damnation them. Like, obviously, like that, you know. Like, also works pretty well, but... I do like that our opponent was like a deck that had a pretty decent counter to our biggest revival piece. We're missing the big, like, we're missing the Shroud Stomper, like, style revival. But the Vile Mutilator is, yeah, Damnation, then discard Wrath too. We never drew the second white and played it. We did draw some planes, but we never played white mana 2, so... Hello. Okay. Alright. Again, let's get an opponent to overcommit and then, well, you know how it works. Alright, I need to draw land 3 here. Okay. Drawing land 3 here is really nice because it means I can play Fear of Lost Teeth as like a threat against this. We're not going to play the goat. Goats for post-Wrath World. If they have a trick for this, they have a trick for this, and that's fine. Okay. 1-drop trades with 2-drop. Okay, they pick it up. Sure. Okay. Okay. So we're taking some damage next turn. I might need to put that goat down. I don't know. If they play 2 creatures, we can just Wrath and call it good. If they just play the hasted body, we're not in as good a position. I don't know. It's awkward. There's the hasted body. I would love it for them to play a land and a 2-drop, but... There's a land, no 2-drop. Alright, thinking. We're gonna Swamp Cycle. And I'm gonna put Hardened Escort out, because Hardened Escort is a card that, like, is gonna demand, like, a removal spell out of them, or, like, a little bit more of a board here. Alternately, they can just play a 5 and, like, try to build a board to go around it, which is what I want them to do. I'd rather spend this as, like, a way to get a little bit out of them. We have, like, obviously, if they have a kill spell, we take 5, and that's a pain, but, like, I'm okay with that world. We're losing this to the Wrath anyway, so let's see what your trick is. Hopefully it's... Okay, Violent Urge, sure. I was gonna say, I was hoping for +3 and, like, Manifest Dread. If they play a 4, we feel pretty good. Ooh. Okay. I don't like that they discarded that. Thinking about if I want to play or not play the goat there. Playing the goat lets us cast Vile Mutilator by getting rid of a body. Also lets us have a little bit more of a threatening 4/4 on board. Oh, that's a rare. Okay. Alright. Weight room, which we're just going to go ahead and trap in the screen. They are in top deck. Okay. That's good to have too. That's a way for us to, like, pick up the Mutilator. Alright. Point in. So they're in final card. And they have a ramp spell on board. They are a true 3-color, by the way. Black, black, red, red, green, green, and a fixing land, along with fixing. We haven't seen the black yet. What's the black? Is it just winter? Sure, a 2/2 with some text. That one's a little more of a threat. I'm willing to commune here to get a land. This could backfire, but I think it's okay. Okay. The idea is that we can, like, throw out like, have the goat go and trade here. Okay, Death Touch, yeah, that's fine. And that's going to get a card. That's a real card. We're going to move to blockers. We're going to block. And then we're going to go. And we're going to discard Vile Mutilator. Okay. That's a good trade. Spine Seeker. Yep, that's fine. So land in hand and an unknown that they drew. One of those unknowns is an omelet. Shit! Ooh! That's some worst possibles. Oof. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and pick up Mutilator. Yeah, we found the Black Splash, and, I mean, the Black Splash being one of the best cards in that, like, this is one of the strongest pieces. This is 4 mana for 6 power. It's pumping here, it's pumping here. These are all insects. They all have Death Touch now. Like, we're in a position that's really, really, well contested now. I don't care about the bees. I think I have to trade with that centipede. At least Miasma Demon, I'm holding this land to discard. I think we're trading with this centipede. They're in top decks, so I'm not gonna, like, assume that they're drawing, like, Alternac or something like that. I'm assuming they're drawing another 3/3 with, like, fine text. And we can beat that. That's much larger than a 3/3 with fine text. Okay. Well, you do what you can. We're gonna discard a couple cards. You. So, we can use the... if we draw another land, we can make a tapped body to block that, and then we go to 1. Ooh, this is harsh. If they have a kill spell, we die on this spot. We're gonna go to 1. We have a lot of cards that gain us life back, so like being at 1 is not like an end scenario. Glassworks kills us. You know, that's pretty normal. Okay. There's a good amount of cards that just kill us from this position. Any removal spell takes us down. Hasted creatures, all sorts of bits. The 7/7 trades with that 7/6 and we don't die. That has to kill us, right? Yeah, they can pick up Wildfire Wicker and kill us. Beastie Beatdowns. So the fixing in this deck for this splash is very good. Check this out. We got Spineseeker, Gem, Terramorphic, Altenac can sort of do it. Yeah, so now they're like hasted threats here are enough to just kill us from this position. The recursion on Swarmweaver too is also like a threat that like overtakes us. Damn, that was a very good Swarmweaver. Yeah, we need a little bit more for our like we needed that like earlier game to function well for like making the damnation do a little bit more, I think, was what we needed, rather than like being able to trade off rather than having to sweep 2 for 1. And it was only 1.5. So it is okay, this looks fine. Oh, Rat and Commune with Evil with the okay, this looks really good. Like this can hopefully find it. Like the Rat keeps us like no. Okay. 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 So good news. We're gonna put that in the TV. We need to put that in the TV. I'm sorry, it needs to go in the TV. Ooh, that's Exile too. Okay. So we're even like okay, this is fine. They didn't make a 3. We can just put Ghost's Vacuum in the TV. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, 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 bump. Hell yeah! Fake cards all around, everybody! I would like a second copy of Commune with Evil, thank you. I'm taking 1. I'm casting Damnation or Split Up here? This can't live. I think we're casting Split Up. Leaving Damnation for a longer bit. This card just can't stick. Because they make a bunch of tokens. It didn't do anything, but it has Eerie make 3/1 flyers. Yeah, alright. Destroy all untapped creatures, please. Get out of here. Taking 1, both to 21. I'm gonna Commune with Evil again. We're gonna play a Rat. Alright, 22 to 24. Land, sorcery, enchantment, creature. Instant. We're good. I'm just gonna pick up Miasma Demon. They have 7 lands. They're waiting for me to take action. Is that really worth it? Maybe they're just thinking that that card won't have any use past this turn? I don't know. I'm not, final card is a kill spell for Miasma Demon. Final card is, oh, okay. Good news. Alright, so that was last card in hand. They're empty-handed. I just don't care. Like, give me the 5-power flyer. Miasma Demon 2. We're still holding Damnation and an Escort. They have 1 million. Okay. Might just be casting Vile Mutilator if we get long enough. We need more lands. We've been discarding them to the demon, but like this is just like our opponent isn't making plays here. Fear Burning Alive? No. Okay. Fear Burning Alive, no damage to a creature. That's fine. Okay. That's fine. That's powerful. We're at 25 though, so that really needed the delirium. Sure. Demonic Tutor. Fear of Abduction. Okay. That's fine. Ooh, what a very strong draw there, because that gets them two lands. That gets them 2 lands. It gets them 2 lands. It gets them 2 lands. And then they're going to open it up so it gets them +1 on attacks. I don't want to cast Vile Mutilator. Gonna pass. Sure. So that means they can now sack they have ways around this. Sack an enchantment, sack a creature. They don't have to sack the Fear of Abduction. However, problem they do have, I can make the Vile Mutilator, you know, invincible on the attack here. Might not even want to. You're not ready for this. You're so not ready for this. Sure. This is enough to not die. That's important. 4 damage to me. 4 to that. Not enough to kill. They go to 7. Go. Teeth. Any target. Teeth. This deck owns. God. If this deck is this much fun with, like, it at, like, something like 60%, this has got to be just a blast at, like, a... Oh, okay. This is 60% on Reanimator, and then, nobody beats this card. Well, one person beats... Okay, look. If we just cast Damnation in every game, our odds are pretty high up there. Let's just say it that way, right? Like... Like, we're showing 66% on that Damnation, right? Like, 2-1. Nobody respects the first sweeper. Perfect. Oh! Reanimation spell, thing that puts thing in the yard, thing that puts thing in the yard. Thing that keeps us alive. This is, yeah, alright. Ooh, demon! Soul of a demon. Soul of a demon. Okay. Rat. Soul of a demon. Soul of a demon. 3 call. Oh boy. Okay. All right. What do you got? What do you got, friend? Rat's off to you. Commune with evil. I'm gonna take our land. I might reanimate the, Fanatic. We have D-Tutor, and it's pretty close to just being able to be D-Tutor. Also, like, the fact that it tutors the demons is one of the cards I want anyway. Twins? Sure. Alright, we're back on defense. That's fine. Alright, let's go... Tapped Manor, Commune. Sure. Alright. Constantly think about some old trivia. Real funny, give me your Rampage Grizzly over there. Soul of a demon. It's true. Alright, I'm willing to just throw Rat away to get, like, the flip off it, because it might get something big in the yard for us. If it gets Vile Mutilator, we're in, like, a super good position. Okay. That we might be able to, like, flip up. Chainsaw! Oh, alright. Goodbye. That's dangerous. That's actually a little... okay. Okay. It's fine. Yeah, equip. Alright, let's go... So we can wrath this board. We could go grab Split Up and kill both of these. We could go grab Damnation and play for a little longer. I feel like that's actually a little bit more, like, what we want here. I don't want to... like, splitting up on this is a one-for-one off using two of my most powerful cards. That doesn't sound like a place I want to be. This could go grab Vile Mutilator. They don't get to know what we grabbed. However, we are going to Fear of Lost Teeth because this threatens the 2 toughness creatures. I'm going to play like normal, you know? I'm not going to play as though we're holding a Wrath of God, but we're going to... like, we're going to play a normal game, and they're going to, like, commit more to this board. We have 3 emerges, we're at 24. Like, this isn't a problem position yet. Especially, like, my first emerge is probably grabbing, let's grab Trample. No. One of the problems is that if this is, like, a thing they can flip up... We're revving up that chainsaw pretty hard. That's, like, an annoying bit. Is this something they can flip up? Or are they gonna spend a pump spell here? There's no way that's that valuable. There's something wrong if that's that valuable. Okay, no, it was just a sweet. Okay. I would have swore that was just a little bit too much there. That's fine. More twins. Alright. That's fine. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and emerge from the cocoon. And we're going to go ahead and pick up Fanatic. I want to start, like, doing a little bit of work on our opponent's hand here. And force them to, like... Now that I'm picking up the Fanatics, I'm forcing them to, like, put things down with the cards in their hand and be a little bit more aggressive, and maybe we can get them to play into this Damnation. You know what I mean? That's exactly what I want to see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and play that. Again, we have 27 life. We've got a lot to work with, and now if they're feeling like we have this sort of like Fanatic bit going on, they might be more aggressive to put down the board. That's what I'm hoping. Okay, revving up that chainsaw. Now it's at 4. Land and last card out of hand? I would love land and last card out of hand. Revival of a 3 or less. You don't have any of those. We don't have anything real to pick up. $14 in deck means that 3 of those draws are our biggies. Do I just want to pull the trigger on Damnation here? And, like, play as though their top of deck is going to be blank for a turn or 2? Alternately, I pass and then, like, try to Damnation next turn and take, like, 8 from the attack. Maybe that's more effective. There's just nothing that the Emerge picks up that feels great here. Maybe the Cynical Loner? Or pick up the Cynical Loner. I'm holding the land for Miasma Demon. If we draw, like... Okay, that just draws a card. That's also a really good card for them to reanimate now. Okay. That's going on the face down. I don't want to draw Vile. Okay. Let's get a large enough body down. I also need to check, do I have another screen left? Trapped in the screen 1. We have trapped in the screen 2. At some point I need to trap this in the screen to reset it. I'm not blocking that. We're just taking 7. Oh! Huh. Okay. Trade with the Slasher? Take 8? This thing has Death Touch. So Fnatic is not going to be able to block and kill here because of the room being able to give a +1/+1 counter. That's nice. What if I've got Wrath of Gods for a couple days? One thing that is a problem is Vile Mutilator needs us to be able to sack a creature. It is a thought for me to just not do that. I want them to use the room. That's what I want gone. That's the thing that scares me the most is the room over there. Got one more body. Okay. Well. Damnation, please. Yeah, we have again, the problem that chainsaw makes everything, like, we have this giant life pad, but, like, the chainsaw gives 8 power, so our life pad is fake, you know? Okay, there's the Mutilator we can't play because we need a body. The chainsaw's their splash. Do they have an end step murder pickup, the live or die? Is that what's going to happen here? Is we're going to just die to live or die? Make your choice. Live or die, pick up the patch play thing, equip chainsaw 22, 24? 24. I think that's the line we're dying to here. Live or die, patch play thing, equip, attack. Okay. That isn't the line. That doesn't kill me. Alright. That puts me to... Do they have the trick? Do you have a double strike trick? No? Okay. Do you have follow-up here? What's going on? You have another creature? You probably have another creature, right? Yeah, we still aren't getting here. We're, like, that's still killing us because we can't, like, do anything about the board, but, like... Yeah, the actual killer that we just did not have a full answer to is just the how much this chainsaw revved up. Very good card. Like, this is a card that, like, gives... Oh, you got 12 now? Like, because this is a kill spell on the front for red 1 for 3 damage. Like, they're white-black splashing with that. And that worked really well for them, like the patch play thing. I think what we actually needed in that match was D-tutor for Vial, for our Vial. Yeah, we had 2 trapped in the screens. One was milled and the other was still in the deck, so we weren't dead to it. And we had a... Like, maybe that was more important than wrathing. Like, knowing that that was going to be a long-term problem rather than, a short-term one. Yeah, we're fine. I don't see the problem here. Wow, okay. Alright, what do we got? Squeaky? I love the squeaky noise. This hand is unkeepable if we did not have damnation, correct? this hand is, like, unplayably unkeepable if we don't have damnation. But, like, we do, so it is. Is it getting counterspelled? Blue 1? Alright. Plains, thank you very much. Clearly, we're not going to be damnationing for a while here. Yeah! Uh-huh, yeah. Mm-hmm, nodding. Yeah, that's the ticket. I did discard in a merge, so, like, I think they know what's going on here. I'm gonna play Hardened Escort to, like, eat a removal spell. Yeah. Yeah, uh-huh. Sure. Yeah, no blocks, it's fine. I understand. I understand that our opponent played Skullcrab and, you know, that's how things turn out. But... There's no way this works, right? Really? You're letting me... I guess if you're gonna mill me, you're fine with me casting Entomb. That makes sense. I don't even know what we want down here. I don't really want to put... I want to put something I don't want to draw, I think, down here is what it is at this stage. So... Goodbye, Swamp. They correctly called my bluff. 4 lands out of our opponent, not doing anything. This might have been a Miasma Demon turn. They're just not doing anything. I'll play the Miasma Demon? You counterspell it? Sure. I'm probably gonna burn, like, Split Up or something here soon. Or we... No blocks, actually. Split Up? I think I'm spending the damnation here. I don't want to flip my guy for the 1 damage because I want a rat on the turn. The rat is important because we need to be able to have a creature to cast Vile Mutilator. That's the... It's like a funky point, but it's a necessary one. So this is going to eat a removal spell, I'm sure. 10 cards in deck. They did have it! Oh no! Oh no! No, no. No! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. They played a few turns ago like they had this split up. So this isn't surprising. That, yeah, you know what I say about making every mistake once. The next time that they play split up, they will not speed through and click the left or right side. Anyway. That was a fun game. I liked what our opponent was up to. I like that they played Skull Crab and that they were like trying to mill us against the reanimation stuff. But yeah, my heart reaches out to yours, Keith. Yeah, this is fine. Spectral Snatcher makes this funky. Seen so many people make that mistake. Yeah, it's easy to like quick go through, you know? It is on the order that is on the card. Oh, we're gonna go ahead and play the Swamp. Nice, is that a cool card back? Is that or like when you play Farewell and don't do the things that you wanted off it, like... Sure, that's fine. That's a card that's gonna die to Miasma Demon in like 4 turns, so... Fanatic, that's a good one. I'm not gonna spend anything on this. Miasma Demon, like, just does this. I mean, I suppose I can, like... It's the same if I spend Winter's Intervention or not here, right? So... You know what? Yeah. I'm actually overthinking it. Spend your removal... Spend your pump spells here. Definitely cast cards. Yeah, that is a thing that anybody can get hit by that, and it's a tragedy. But you know how it can go. Haunted Screen, match them. Lets me cast the Miasma. Their play that the play I'd be most scared of out of here would be land Velgavoth for 2. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and ship Fanatic here, and I am gonna discard the land. I know, like, that's land 6 for Miasma Demon, but I don't want to discard any of the other bits. And, like, we already have an emerge target in Grave in Spectral Snatcher, in case we did draw that. Our opponent missed a land drop, so, like, them drawing into something there that made, like, discarding something real there made sense. Ooh, okay. Let's emerge. Spectral Snatcher beats their 4/4, and it has Ward discard a card, so like it should get them to spend more resources. The Fanatic wants to stick around for like sacking a Vile Mutilator, and okay, this is actually really good for us. So we get a card out of their hand, and it's going to be a real card. They've been missing land drops. They're going to pay the Ward discard. I want to draw land for a couple turns here. Ah, and they discarded enchantment removal. That's really good for us. That's super strong. That's what we absolutely want to be seeing. We're going to put the TV in the TV. It's Mike TV these days. My play next turn is highly likely to be TV for 5 to TV their TV. Okay, hold on. I might want that instead, discarding Miasma Demon. Because I kind of want to be drawing cards right now. I think this is more important. We can wait on TV for TV. Watching it on the TV, put the TV in the TV. Ooh, nice draw. That's a good one to have left. Friendly Ghost, that lets them attack over with Fear of Ability. I think I'm going to jump that so I don't take 6. That seems correct. We're going to go ahead and TV for TV. We need ways to deal with flyers, which means, like, getting the Vile Mutilator down. I can also pick up the Miasma Demon as a blocker for this stuff, too, so. Never show you future watching TV on the TV. 6th land gets them a 5/5. I want them to, like, play a removal spell on Snatcher and discard their hand. That rules. Holy shit. Okay. Go Demon does not fly. Wait! 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 Okay, hold on. So this... I'm sorry, this can grab it. Yeah, this is non-land. So if we go TV, Ghost, that gets our TV back for Fear. Or like we can just get the flyers out of here. Then we'll pay for this. That drops that. Then we get our second TV back. TV 2 gets us... Just drop their flyer? Let's just get their flyers out of here. They're gonna make a 5-5 off this. That's obvious. We don't have, like, great answers to that, so whatever. This is fine. We're gonna play a goat and then pass, I think. We're still gonna play a goat and pass. No. The card they put under this is bigger than the 4/4. I don't like that. Sure. That's a fine card. Okay, gets a land, flip it up. It's a 5/7. That'll make something indestructible on the attack. Okay, that is fine. So then we're gonna go... kill this. I don't have to discard anything right now. I am going to discard at end step. Yep. Yep. I'm gonna push here. All right. Goat in indeed. Their hand must have been like 2 blanks. Like at that point, it's because they're on 20. Like, so we have 10 right here with like, you know, this flyer. Their hand must just have been like, we drew 2 lands and now we're smoked. Like that's where I would like. If they have anything, I don't think they concede. If they have anything that looks like a body, but like, especially the other thing we have, you have to consider, we do have the activation on the haunted screen as well. So like, that does look like, from our perspective, I can see them waiting one more turn and like not wanting to take that concession. Yeah, I want to set this deck at like B plus, and like there's games where we have damnation that it looks way better. You know what I mean? Like sometimes damnation exists and it's like, wait a second, uh-oh. And we look like a much stronger deck in those worlds. The fact that we're running on a lot of good, that's... Alright, I got news for you, rats. This is never connecting. Okay, we match up really well here. A bunch of 1/1s, like the Fear of Lost Teeth trades. They're gonna land off that. We have all of our things here, so like we can go Fanatic Harrowing, discard Mutilator, pick it up. Like that looks really nice. Yeah, we just need to find a land or two. If we draw a 4th land, Harrowing lets us draw more cards, so maybe that's land 5. Sure, that's fine. I don't actually care about Cynical Loner in this position. It's good, but like I don't care about it. We already have the pieces. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go Harrowing. Good old Fanatic. Fanatic, discard, Vile, Mutilator. This might get them closer to, you know. They did have that trick. Interesting. Okay. That's a good card. Would let them force Loner through if they want to. I don't know that they want to, but it could. Their grave is 2 instants. They're not at near Delirium yet. The rat could easily get them there, though. Well, not there, but close to there. Dump, like, land plus creature when that dies. Hello. Hardened Escort is a fair thing to play out into the Damnation because it can hand off the invincibility. It's actually a piece I underrated for this. Obviously, the 2/4 for 3 gets the job done, but like this lets us do some things that aren't normal with Damnation. Also, we have Damnation, you know. I might start attacking with Fear of Lost Teeth. 3 cards left in hand. I want that land. I want to get the demon down. Miasma Demon also just does work here. I'm gonna block that with Fear of Lost Teeth. Let's see what happens. If they want to, okay. I'm gonna break your rat open. No, we're gonna pop the centipede. You probably do you have your own Damnation? Or do you have a Miasma Demon? What do you have here? What's up? Speak to me. What's good? What are we seeing? Like that trade was really bad. That was 2 for 1 in like a really poor way. So you must have something going on here. Creatures died. Oh god. Nothing? Combat. What do we got? What are we fighting against? What are we seeing? I'm not spending anything. I'm not even gonna emerge here. Something's weird. I don't want to emerge because it just gets the rat. I don't want to give them any more resources when they're in this position where I can just attack for 6 every turn. Okay. That's a tragically bad card in this scenario, I understand. Your hand is that bad. Oh, is that what's going on? Like, you're just in, like... Yeah, okay. They're in a very... Their hand is just, like, removal spells that don't function against our board. I want them to block with the rat here. And then we're going to just go ahead and emerge Vile Mutilator. That'll edict the 2-2 that I put down. And then... That was a good... Oh, wow. That was a really good one to have under there. Fear of Exposure is one that, like... This plays with Survivors, and this is a really cool card. It plays with Survivors. It plays with Manifest. It's just, like, a decent body. Like, this, it's an enchantment. Like, this has a lot of synergies, and it's just a powerful tool. So... Yeah, Shrug, coming on in. It's on you. Good sleeves, by the way. That doesn't do anything. Damn, okay. The attack from them was them just like... I honestly, that felt like a concession level attack with the like 3-1 in, and they just lose their entire board. They must just have been looking at like their hand of like these really chumpy, like these removal spells that just matched up really poorly. I've been talking about matching up and stuff like that. How like in our last draft the TVs didn't match up as well, and our opponent with the murders didn't match up against the tokens. In this matchup, they had like an edict and like a thing that like the edict matches up terribly against us because like the rat is just around, and it's like, okay, do I put this on the rat and make you sack a 2/2? Like that doesn't do anything. Like those are good cards. But like the position they were in, we weren't putting down things that needed the like monstrous removal, and they also just didn't have a way to attack. They didn't have a way to they didn't have a way to forward the game. So yeah, this deck is performing very well. Very happy with it. Very exciting. Hello. I do have to say, this thing is, every time I see Damnation in our hand, it's just, whoo, you know, like that's just the feeling of, whoo. Okay, mono white at the moment, they mulliganed. Blade Splicer, oh, don't play Blade Splicer. Sure, cheerleader. We are able to put down the rat into this. The rat's a fine thing to be able to put into a Damnation. I don't care about that. Yeah, you know how rare it is to have the first pick that shows up every time in our deck? I'm not going to block this. The rat might be more valuable as like a trump blocker on their 3. Okay, that's really... That is strong enough, I think I'm spending the TV. This draws a card every time they play a 2 or less power creature. And I think that is, like, on the mulligan when we're setting up to, like, wrath them, I feel like that's enough of a maneuver that all of a sudden I want that off the table. We're not blocking, so we get to attack for it. The hope would be, like, second color land, 2/2 drops. That's best case for us, where they just are like, here's commitment to the board in a, oh, they just don't have things. Okay, we're going to go ahead and commit to the board then in a different way. Let's discard the Mutilator. They are off blue. Okay. They are on blue. Okay, this is awkward. Hold on. Okay, I think we're attacking, and then playing Emerge. Let's see how they block. We're attacking first. Hold right back. Perfect. Okay, now we're good. So, Emerge, Mutilator, they have to sack an enchantment and a creature. And then, back in the TV with you. Back in the television. So, we couldn't do that pre-combat because they could have sacked this as the enchantment and, like, the other one as the creature. And then from there, like, they could have, from that position, they could have chosen to, like, this comes in without a trigger and this returns with a trigger. So this wouldn't be able to hit this because this is in the graveyard when this comes back. I'm just going to play Hardened Escort. I don't know. Sure. I don't know. Let's just do that. If they attack, we just block with our Mutilator, and then it's dead, and then we emerge it again. So, okay. Oh my god, that's an enchantment. Check this out. Remember the order? Each opponent sacrifices an enchantment, then sacrifices a creature. The order matters. If it was the other way, they could have chosen instead to sacrifice the enchantment creature and then not have an enchantment to sack. That is indeed the failed test. Final card in hand is Wrath of God. That's pretty good. Mutilator has been, like, that pickup, I think, is the defining feature of this deck. That piece is like the card we are reanimating that, like, is crushing opponents. It's a rail 2. Yep, that makes sense. Try to find some cool things to draw here. Well, I can't de-tutor right now. Oh well. If they want to block the rat, that's fine by me. That's fine by me. Yeah, Necrotal's a good card. Indeed. there aren't a ton of those sorts of cards in this set, but the Necrotals we do find. We killed Casper, oh no! Oh no, uh-oh. Gotta speed up. Final game. This is... So, Damnation has accounted for a couple of these wins, but the deck itself, and especially Vile, has been... Ooh. Seasons. Sure. This is fine. This doesn't have, like, some of the, like, big stuff. We're gonna have to draw into big bodies. Ooh, but it does have aggro. This just has the beatdown. That, I don't think that card's sticking in play. I think that's just going into the whole, This card is way too good. So it's discard, draw at end step, normal, and if they do anything with a face down card, it is draw flat or draw discard. Ooh, third color. All right, fetch, sure. Nobody ever goes for the fourth color. All right, we're gonna go ahead and discard the Miasma Demon here. And we're just going for punching. Yeah, this is also like this is also like a great stat line, 2/3, meaning it matches with manifests, and like always is the draw. Sure. That's a good one. Sixth land gets them the 5/5, and then we're in like a funky position. I could just kill the slasher here, but the 5/5 is too much of a threat. We need to, like... Right now, our opponent actually has a little bit too much going on, and we need to take some time. I hope they don't have another 6. They did not have a 6. That one's kind of bad. Good news. Good news for y'all. I have the counter. Wow, look at these this was Demon Doll, too. Damn. Anyway, bad news for y'all. I think we're finally falling over. Alright, 9, then go to 4. Ooh, is that anything? I will submit 0. Okay, okay. Soul of a Demon. I think we're smoked. Oh my god! I'd like to... Our opponent is very smart. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, especially, like, it's on a card that doesn't care about the drawback. Like, and if, you know, this is a way to get this to be Edict if your opponent has one creature. You can use your own as the host. Great opponent. I'm so glad for Seasons here to be the one who kills us. If we're gonna die, this is where we need to die. It's good. 6-3. What a beautiful second draft. What a fun deck. What great opponents we had. Let's go ahead and open some packs to finish this off. I think we got a lot out of this. We learned a good amount. We got to play the deck that I've been waiting for a long time. 3 Sawblade Skin Rippers. Like, just a fun time. Let's go ahead and see what some rares are. Love this gremlin. Hello, Skull Crab. You're a good friend. But yeah, if you're missing out, we saw that in our pick early, and our opponent had one of these. Again, this card is quite real. Empty-handed draw, double combat, a lot of vigilance staying in round 2 for that, so... This card is not as... Like, this is a card that you want to build some sort of funky constructed deck around rather than draft. Playing this in draft is a way to, like, die. In a lot of ways. Drawing 5 cards is hilarious if you're not in a way to die. Like, if you're in a normal scenario, like, where your opponent's not, like, gonna hit you for 4 immediately, draw 5 for 6 is pretty damn good. We saw this sheep on the other side a number of times. This card's very good. Monastery Mentor with some stronger... sorry, not Monastery. Mentor of the Meek. Monastery Mentor is a different 2/2 for 3 for white 1. White 2. Mentor of the Meek without the payment, but on the once per turn. Welcoming Vampire is a similar card that also is very powerful in this way. Good card. Has the comeback, which makes it even better. These duels are sweet. They're like somewhere between Nimbus Maze and Tainted Lands. Very good for like for certain ones of them are more powerful than others. Like ones that produce green natural are going to be more powerful. Like when Llanowar Elves gets its reprint in Foundations next month. Winter. Winter's hilarious. Drawing so many cards. Yeah, white black doesn't always come together. Draft show that can work. I'm glad it did. Like obviously we had just a haymaker in the pocket of damnation to like buy us out of scenarios, but like even just getting our reanimate on that 6/5 demon. Whew. If you haven't played with or against this card, it does a fine impression of Batterskull. Batterskull was never was never reasonable to play against. It won a lot of games. Like it's not Batterskull, but like it's got the spirit of Batterskull. It's got the feelings of it. And like this is a slam dunk. Like you ever open this card, every deck can play it. It's colorless, so you don't care. It's gonna be better in a deck that has like tokens around from no, we don't have any of them. Okay, tokens around from like the room and the gremlins, but the only ley line you need. This is the only black ley line. There's been like 4 red and 4... It's like 4 red, 4 white, 3 blue, 3 green. Something like that. But 4 or 3. The colors might vary on that. On which one actually has 4 and which one has 3. But like... Yeah. Anyway. That's gonna be it for today. Thank you all for joining. I had a blast today. 40 million cards exiled. But yeah, thank y'all for joining. If you had a great time, hope you stick around, follow, subscribe. Just being here, having a good time in the chat, though. That's all, I'm glad for you doing that. Or just if you're here watching, not in the chat, just having a good time watching, too. All you folks who just kind of lurk on this. A+, you're all great. So thank y'all for joining. Yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. I'm going to send you over to Numbitten. It's Numbitten's birthday, so you have to go over and say happy birthday. Numbitten has been playing through Elder Scrolls uh, Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim, and has just started Skyrim. So please go over there and enjoy. It will be many exploits and maneuvers that I think you'll have a fun time with. Thank you all for joining. Have a good night, everybody.